Functions of nouns. This is part 3. In this part, we want to look at nouns as objects of verbs. In part 2, we talked about nouns as subject, where I told you that the subjects are the doer of the action of the verb. Now, the action of the verb could be transited to an object. And so the object of a verb is the person, place, or thing that receives the action of the verb. Now, the object of a verb can be divided into two, and these are the direct object and the indirect object. So let us start with the direct object. The direct object, just as the name implies, refers to objects that receive the action of the verb directly. We have two sentences to illustrate. She rides a bicycle. To identify the object, first identify the verb, which is rides. And once you have identified the verb, ask the question, verb what or verb who? So let's look at it. The verb is ride, so we ask ride what? Rides a bicycle. A bicycle is the direct object of the verb rides, and being an object, it is automatically a noun. Let's look at number 2. We bought some oranges. The verb here is bought, and we ask, bought what? Bought some oranges. Some oranges, or simply oranges, is the direct object of the verb bought, and being object, it is a noun. Do you understand? Now let's look at the indirect objects. The indirect objects are objects to whom or for whom the action of the verb is done. So to identify the indirect object, simply ask the question, verb to whom or verb for whom. Alright, look at this sentence. He sent his mom a letter. The verb here is sent. Sent what? Sent a letter. To whom? To his mother. His mother, therefore, is the indirect object of the verb sent. What do you notice? The indirect object is usually between the verb and the direct object. And his mother, being an object, is therefore a noun. Number 2. I gave Ogenemaru an eraser. The verb here is gave. Gave what? Gave an eraser. To whom? To Ogenemaru. Ogenemaru is the indirect object of the verb gave, and being an object, it is a noun. Now, in these examples, bicycle, oranges, mom, and Ogenemaru are like single words serving as objects. Now, group of words such as phrases and clauses could also serve as objects of sentences. So let us look at noun phrases as object of verbs. 1. They adopted a 4-year-old baby. The verb here is adopted, and we ask, adopted who? Adopted a 4-year-old baby. 4-year-old baby is the direct object of adopted, and being an object, it is a noun, but at the same time, it is also a phrase. So the grammatical name for this expression is noun phrase, serving as the direct object of the verb adopted. Number 2. She baked a square-shaped 3-steps cake. The verb here is baked. Baked what? Baked a square-shaped 3-steps cake. This expression, therefore, is the direct object of the verb baked. And being an object, it is automatically a noun. But at the same time, the expression is a phrase. And so the grammatical name for this expression is noun phrase. It functions as the direct object of the verb baked. Alright, next we look at noun clauses as object of verbs. Sentence 1. I know who took my maths textbook. The verb here is know. Know what? Know who took my maths textbook. This expression is the direct object of the verb know. Being an object, it is therefore a noun, but at the same time, it is a clause. And so the grammatical name for this expression is noun clause. It functions as the direct object of the verb know. How do we know it is a clause? Because it has a subject and a verb. Let's look at example 2. Ogenemine did what needed to be done. The verb of interest here is did. Did what? did what needed to be done. The clause what needed to be done is the object of did. And being an object, it is a noun. And also it is a clause. So this is a noun clause which functions as the direct object of did. Do you get it? So any word or group of words that occupy the position of an object in a sentence is a noun. So if you understood what I have explained so far, here is an exercise for you. We have a sentence. Her loud cry broke the silence of the midnight. You are to provide the grammatical name for the underlined expression and state its function. Put your answer in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching.